5 minutes today, and then we'll start the show. Here's my topics. I've got political correctness, millennials. Today's tough guys versus tough guys of old. Kind of just compare like John Wayne versus our guys today.
All right, that's a good one.
MMA and boxing.
Yeah.
Are we physically weaker? Is it due to less manual labor? Are we weaker than our ancestors like Neanderthals? Are we mentally weaker? Do we have less fortitude and constitution? Things like that. All pussification things. Kids today in America versus kids in Africa who have real problems versus our kids who are like, I want to watch this show.
Yeah,
Netflix
the snowflakes that have, yeah.
And whining in general.
Okay.
Check 1 2. Is this thing on? You guys hear me?
Is what on?
You don't hear me? That's not good.
Do you guys have any conspiracy theories though? That typically.
Is there a conspiracy to make
yeah.
you weaker?
Is this? And I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it's called the left.
Okay. Oh wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, lefties. I would consider myself a lefty.
I don't either, but well, it depends on how you define the left.
I don't.
Just because you vote
myself.
Democrat doesn't make you a lefty, in my opinion.
I agree.
If you think,
Holy shit! Somebody else besides
Rennie got first.
Nicole host, which I don't think I've seen before. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Danielle. Welcome to the show.
Wow, all right.
Let me get the TVs up in here going.
We'll lead us to kings. We'll fucking lead us to kings.
I really like. Yeah, I'm glad we got a couple of ladies out there listening. I'd like to get their opinions on this.
Hello. We'll lead us to kings.
See if I can get them all in one shot.
We need somebody with the know-how, Armand, and the elbow grease.
Well, we need a woman's opinion, a distaff opinion of maleness. I guess that's, like I said, that's main. I don't think many people are going to deny what our thesis today, but are they going to say is it good or bad?
Hey, I guess so. There it is. It's on my screen. It's just not on that one. What's up, everybody? Yes, us on a Friday. We are doing today instead of tomorrow. Give ourselves a 3-day weekend.
Yes, we are. With karate, I'll kick your ass.
It's true.
From here to right over there.
I don't know, Nicole host. Is that a?
Yeah, I think
is
she's
that
the
regular?
first.
Oh yeah,
no, I've not seen Nicole before.
I'm gonna kick your
Yeah,
fucking
I've seen her
derriere.
before.
Yeah. You broke the rules.
Richard. Okay.
You know that one, Armand? Now I'll pull out all your pubic hair. You motherfucker.
My name is Keegan. Oh wow, huge fan of yours. Thank you, Team Eric.
Armand's like, girl.
Oh yeah, woman.
Team Eric for sure, baby. That's right.
Yeah, any woman that's a fan gets me going.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
He's like, calm down, Armand.
You don't have to mean it. To lie to me.
Just tell him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're just words on a screen at this point.
Hey, listen. Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to tell me how great I am. Come on.
Oh man.
All right, I like Nicole. I mean.
Oh man, Armand's camera's messed
Keegan.
up, and it's pointing at me.
No, Team Eric all day, baby.
That's me.
Oh, you must be losing. What's the score?
I don't know. I'll check real quick. It's got to be bad. Everybody go to surrealtalk.com/. No, wait. What's the website address, Everett? www.surrealtalkpodcast.com. And we will see here what the score is.
Oh wow, you guys keep a running tally, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This has been going on since the show started. We've not stopped this poll since the show started.
So it's 370 to 349.
You're ahead.
I'm ahead.
He's beating by
Pulling
21.
away. It used to be just about dead even, as I recall.
To be fair though, if you cut that in the third, that means like whenever we're down to 100, that means he was only beating me by 7. So it's pretty close.
Wait, what?
Say that,
Like
say
you're
that
beating me
again.
by 21, right? At around 300.
Yeah.
So you just cut it
350.
in a third to down where you're talking about 100, which you can do a percentage. You basically beat me by 7% the whole time. I mean, it's been back and forth. I'd say
I guarantee
7%
we'd
is
both
within
lose.
the margin.
We'd both lose some votes if we asked everybody to re-vote and you put Team Armand on there.
You're right.
We'd both lose some votes.
You're right, Richard.
Goddamn right we would.
You're not kidding.
Surreal Talk gets me through my workday. Team Armand, Eric, when you aren't there.
Oh, thank you. All right.
So he's Team Eric whenever
Christian.
Armand's not here. God damn it. Hey,
No, that's the other way around. I think.
what do I got to do to pander for some
that's
votes?
right. Oh, thank you.
Huh?
What do I got to do to pander for some votes? Stop being a dickhead?
I think
I
you
think
got to
so.
gain some weight. You
some
did
weight.
better when you were bigger.
This
I
is
guess.
true.
You were
true.
jollier. I am excited though. Wow. Even just to have women say my name or write it on their keyboard.
Hello, Armand. Hello.
You get to a certain part of your time in your life when that's very stimulating.
We'll give it a couple more minutes and we'll start the show here. Today,
Does everybody know the subject?
well, it's in the thing
Oh,
there. I'm
good.
sure they can see that. But we're going to be talking about the Pussification
Thanks,
of America. This is an Armand topic.
Yes,
I just want to point that out.
Topic.
We're going to make sure we say that about 9 times.
Armand wanted to do the Pussification of America.
Again, this is not a cult conspiracy or paranormal.
I think
but
it
this
is.
You think it is?
I
You
think
there's
it's
a conspiracy?
absolutely.
Well, I think this is just fits right in with being a surreal type of talk, a surreal
I
discussion.
think there's a conspiracy here.
How often do people openly talk about the
Being a pussy?
pussification of America? Like, I guess
That's
that's pretty
conspiracy.
often. People are like, "Oh, these kids these days are a bunch of pussies." But
Now, did your
We don't wanna
dad
get
say that
started
to
on
you?
this,
I
yeah.
think my dad said that to me.
I don't know, maybe you doubt
He
it.
called me lazy. I know that was one thing he called me. He said, "You're lazy."
Are you
We
lazy?
worked a
Oh
lot-
shit!
I kind of was as a kid.
Thank you, Nicole. She said she wouldn't watch if I wasn't there. I'm leaving, and we'll see if she leaves. We're gonna put this to
Wow.
the test.
Team Eric and Armand's
That's not
absence.
Nicole. That's Keegan.
Damn it!
Yeah, see, you
You're
already
right.
lost her.
That's fine. I'll take anybody. Keegan, fine, awesome. Send you a Team Everett shirt.
If we put an R in there, he'd
I
be
don't actually
Kurgan.
have any Team Everett shirts. Kurgan is with a U though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's what we should do. We should make Team Everett, Team Eric shirts, and maybe
Just
some
sell
Team
them.
Armand shirts.
See who does better. It'd be funny.
Well, you're.
The
UK
UK has been pussied out for decades.
Wow.
Oh.
All right, Richard.
All right, you guys about ready?
Ready when you are.
All right, I'm hitting it up.
We'll lead us to kings.
Cue that eerie music.
Oh, oh, oh.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
LineUpMedia.fm production. Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Hello, everyone. You're joining us again for another episode of Surreal Talk.
But
We are back.
an atypical day, though.
Yes, this is not our normal day. But to the podcasters, don't think that'll matter much.
Yeah, they'll talk to us on Monday.
Yeah. We'll see you. This time travel, really. I mean, if you think about it,
It's not time travel at all.
it is time travel.
Then every episode is time travel
Yeah, I mean,
because we record
So
on
be it.
Saturday. And
so we need to get them, we got the market cornered.
where's our flex capacitor?
Yeah. Right? I don't know. I got nothing.
Anyway.
All right.
Where's
So
our
what are we talking about today,
paradox?
guys?
Well, once again, we welcome Armand, the third Beatle, or the fifth Beatle, or
Right.
the third Surrealite, if you will. The first Surrealite. I don't know.
The 13th apostle.
There you go. Our good buddy Armand, he's got a topic he wanted to talk about. He's been kind of chewing on for a few weeks, month, I don't know, a while now.
Masticating upon.
Ooh.
And we're calling it,
masturbating upon?
No.
Oh.
Masticating.
and we're calling this discussion, that's all this really is. We're not going to be giving a lot of figures. I don't know how you can give figures on this, but the Pussification of America, that is the weakening of the people of America.
I can give you a figure.
Let's hear a figure.
Apparently, in the United Kingdom, testosterone levels since the 60s are down 60%.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
In
true.
males. That's according to one of the studies I
Well, that's
read.
what I heard.
60%.
So testosterone is primarily what's responsible for making men is what you,
Correct.
is
That's the male hormone, yeah.
and it's what makes you macho, so to speak. More testosterone generally will make you more of a macho man.
Well,
how to speak? It's such a weird comment.
Yeah, I mean, village people aside, I would say, yeah, it's what gives you more muscle mass. It also apparently not apparently, but it does definitely makes you more aggressive. And all these things, yeah, that we consider maleness.
Have to do with your penis.
Well, secondary sex characteristics, of course. Yeah.
Where's testosterone created at in the body? What?
Adrenal
In
glands,
the adrenal gland
and
and
the
the
testes.
brain.
You ever ate a live adrenal gland from a human?
I bet people have. I'm sure. I mean, and that's another thing. I guess we didn't discuss that, but there are certain foods that make you supposedly, you eat bull testicles and.
And that helps your testosterone
So
level?
hold on, is that direct
a
consumption of
horn
testosterone?
ram's horn,
Oh,
supposedly.
yeah, this is like Chinese herbal medicine. We're talking
Right.
deer penis and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Now, is that actually they're giving you more or less powdered testosterone, or is it something that increases your testosterone production naturally?
Don't ask me.
Yeah,
he said, "Fuck, I don't know."
Dr. Armand, I ask you.
Son
I'm not
of
an
a bitch, Armand.
endocrinologist and certainly not an herbalist. So I don't know if you want my tips for
Yes.
increasing your testosterone that
I would
think
like.
I know.
I would
really?
like some tips, yes.
This is what I use. And,
I feel like I have low T.
Okay. eat red meat.
Oh,
red
yeah.
meat, definitely.
100%.
And I think an attitude. Like, when I go to the gym, which is
Enema?
virtually everyday attitude.
Oh.
You go to the gym and you lift heavy weights. And I would say probably do squats and bench press and cleans, deadlifts.
Clean and jerk or just clean?
Cleans, jerks too, or military press.
Yeah.
Any of these heavy lifts that take a lot of muscle groups.
Uh-huh.
Big
And
lift.
that helps you produce more?
It actually, the squat, and they've done studies on this. It just kicks in, apparently, all these heavy lifting and these multiple muscle group exercises give you a lot more than going in and doing the curling machine. Or,
Right.
So that, and I think just walking around and being like this, taking up space, we call it at the gym.
Puffing your chest out.
Puffing out and widen out your lats.
You're right. You know what? Something about
And just have a surly demeanor.
you project yourself. Your attitude can make you.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then you visualize your adrenals and your testes just pouring that shit out.
Bob White asks us in the chat, don't you mofos have jobs?
This is our job, isn't it?
Yeah, this is our job.
Yeah, it's a tough life.
This and
Explosive actions. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, explosive movements, I guess.
Right.
Helps. But
say spooky action at a distance.
So, I've got a shit ton of talking points I want to talk about today. I
Talking?
assume you guys do too. Anything right off the top that you guys want to start with?
Yeah. So, do you think that the absenteeism of fathers has anything to do with the pussification of America?
Sure.
I would think not having a father could potentially make you tougher.
Well, your dad.
Think of the song "A Boy Named Sue."
Yes.
Familiar with that?
Of course.
Yes, yes.
He grew up without a father, and he had a shitty name,
Wasn't
and it
that-
made him very, very tough.
Yeah, wasn't that Shel Silverstein wrote that song?
Was it?
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
that guy was a big
Yeah.
hippie. So
Yeah, the guy.
So, but traditionally, like young men learn about manliness, manhood, all of that, the machoness.
well, you
from
learn
their
how to be a
father.
man from your father figure. That's
Well, I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was probably about 50 years ago when that song came out, right?
Boy Named Sue,
Late
roughly,
60s.
probably, yeah.
Okay, I think things have changed now. Now it's to the point we were talking about bullying, etc. Now, say you went to when we were in school. Yeah, if your name was Sue, I'm sure you'd be bullied and harassed
Oh, yeah.
to no end, and it probably would you either tough or make you tough or die, as the song says, right?
Yep.
So there was really no other. Now there's an alternative. In fact, anybody that said would make fun of you for being Sue would probably get
they'd be
expelled from school.
That's bullying for sure.
Right. Oh,
So,
absolutely.
bullying today. That's a good talk. I didn't have that anywhere on my notes, but bullying today. Do you think
Yes.
that's overblown as a problem, or do you think it's the same as it always been, and it's just us as a pussified America are overblowing it?
Yes, there's always been bullying, I feel like, and I don't think that the right step is to teach your kids I think the right step is to teach them that no matter what, there's going to be people out there that's going to bully you. There are always going to be assholes. It's how you deal with it. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
But how do you
Buck
teach a
up,
kid who's 8
defend
years
yourself.
old who hasn't had the time to learn how to cope with things like that to every day they go to school? Say they had a parent die, and you've got a kid at school that every day just drills you, hey, look at the kid with the dead dad, or something like that.
I mean-
how do you prepare a kid for that?
So I don't like to promote violence, but that's what I would do is promote violence.
Yeah, well, I don't think
Well,
that's
the problem,
maybe
I
I'm
think,
a pussy, but
But I think the problem, I don't know, maybe you guys are on the cusp of it, but I think these days is like, yeah, even if you got bullied at school or whatever, and believe me, I wasn't a bully per se, but I was, me, Mr. Insults. I would hurl insults at everybody. So, at least people smaller than me. And anyway, but then you went home, and hopefully your parents said, hey, don't, whatever. You
Yeah.
got some advice, and, But now I guess there's no surcease from this. You go home and you're on Facebook, and they just pound the hell out of you.
that's true.
That's
Social
the
media
problem, I
bullying is
think.
huge these days too. Kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when we were kids, there was nothing even close to social media.
No,
Right,
no.
right. So you went home
That
and
you
you were
walked
with your
outside, and you
parents.
walked up and down the block to find another kid to play with.
Yeah, right. Everybody at school may have hated you, but you had a friend that was, and you had your own little neighborhood.
Right.
I guess they don't have that now. Now this Facebook stuff and
Well,
you know,
parents don't let their kids play like we did when we were kids. When we were kids, and I'm sure it was different for you, the rule was, and I don't know if you remember this, be within yelling distance.
Yeah, if mom could step off the front porch and say, hey, get your ass home, you had to be able to hear.
Thinking back on it, it's kind of Hoosierish, but that's the time we
it's a
lived
good
in.
rule, though.
That's the
Yeah.
time we lived in. We weren't allowed to be out past the
Dude, I
street
watched
lights
my
on.
I watched my
That was our
buddy.
rules.
I watched my buddy when I was a kid almost put his eye out with a butter knife because he was taping it to the end of a stick because we were making bow and arrows, and he was fucking
He's a real
fell
man.
over on it, and remember Noah fucking hit him right in the eye.
Last name H.
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember that happening. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You remember that time we were playing
put
with
his fucking
22
eye
bullets, and that bullet went off and hit me in the foot?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
hit me in the leg. I still got a scar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were
kids-
throwing,
kids today
them
don't
on the
do shit
ground
like
and getting them
that.
to pop,
Yeah.
and hit me in the leg.
Wow.
Yeah. Kids today don't do shit like we used to do it. You know
But
what
no,
I
that's
mean?
my point. Is
Well,
it
that's
the
what I'm
parents keeping like hover parents, for instance? Like
I'm a hover
I don't
parent.
think the kids are. I don't think the kids are interested. There's so much to do at home. I mean, you guys have all should know this
Sure.
with video and everything. Yeah, I probably would have myself. I remember, throwing quarters in the asteroid machine.
You had to go out to do that, though.
Yeah,
When we were
still
kids,
had to
we
do
were
it,
the
yeah.
first generation. Nintendo, Atari, that shit came out early 80s, mid 80s. We were really the first generation to benefit from, video games in the home
Yeah.
and the rise of cable television, for instance. You had antenna TV, but you couldn't sit and veg like you could, late 80s, early 90s on TV like when we could.
Well,
and these days, you've got a billion different channels. And on top of channels, which most kids probably don't know about,
Yeah.
you have video-on-demand services such as Netflix or
Yeah, your
Hulu
streaming
or-
services.
And these video games that you can play with another kid that's not even in your house.
Another good point. No point in even going to your
Yeah,
friend's
right.
house anymore and playing any kind of physical game where you can hop on and play 5 hours of Fortnite, and that's your activity.
And you're as good as literally as good as being right there with them, with the
Well,
the
it's
communication, the headset, and everything. I mean, it's right
so,
there.
do you think this is a weird term we're going to use here because we're talking about the pussification. Do you think it's more pussyish to play video games than it is to go outside and play?
Well, I think I was going to say, I gave my hints about increasing testosterone. There are things that also decrease it, and that's, inactivity for sure, which leads to obesity, which definitely fat cells they've found secrete estrogen.
Really?
So yeah, the guys that are fatter
No shit, I should
have
be
more
like
estrogen in their
part
system.
woman.
Well, you're going to start getting bitch tits, etc. Gynecomastia.
I've actually been really lucky in my life. I've got some, a little bit of extra up here.
Boobies.
But I wouldn't
You don't
describe
got
myself
tits.
as having tits.
Yeah,
So
you
How
don't got
old are
tits.
I'm only 37.
Okay.
So what?
Keep it up.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Armand, do you have
Age,
tits?
no.
Now I'm going to sit
Hell
home.
no. Armand's like, I got pecs, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit back and worry when going to be the day of my titties show up.
Yeah, they're gonna come. They're gonna knock on the door. Just two titties. Everett,
Well,
we're here.
Oddly enough, the bodybuilders, that was a big problem with them because they're injecting massive amounts of testosterone,
Right.
And their own testes and the adrenals break down, stop producing.
Yeah,
And
we
they
don't need to do
they
that.
got
They're
bitch
lazy.
tits a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, the overproduction of
Right,
estrogen because of that.
'cause their own
Well, that's why
system.
a lot, and we talked about this earlier. That's why after a course of steroids, you have to take that anti-estrogen or
Right,
estrogen blocker
right.
or testosterone
Nalvadex
booster.
was the big one,
Yeah, and-
anti-estrogen.
That's so that you don't get tits.
But that's what you're talking about. Definitely leads to lower, and apparently in the water
Leads to
supply,
tits.
there's a lot of estrogen.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So they're
apparently.
trying to put. So there's
It's from all these women taking all this birth control, and they piss it out, and that gets in the water.
That's a huge
supply.
problem right now. Is
Seriously.
the amount of hormones that are in
Don't
the water
fuck
supply
me
and
around here,
drugs.
guys.
Like you take a look at the city's municipal water supply, the recycled shit. You can find cocaine in it. I mean, every type of different.
What city?
Antidepressant, any city.
But I mean, like I think they said that like the water in New York City has gone through a human body like 8 times by the time you drink it or whatever. It's recycled basically. But the thing is, most of those like antibiotics, etc., things in the water, really you need really high levels of it to affect you.
Right.
So don't get crazy about drinking water. But apparently, estrogen you don't need very much, like progesterone and estrogen. Little small amounts of it really can affect you more, which is why it seems like women are getting. We always say, man, these 13-year-old girls look like 20-year-olds now.
Yeah.
And the menstruation patterns, etc., are changing because of all these hormones, and that's women. Men.
I had to buy my 8-year-old daughter a sports bra.
Jesus Christ, 8
Yeah,
years old.
8 years old.
Well, let me ask you this: so you guys have sons? I don't know.
No, I know son.
No, son.
Okay, no son. What would you say if your son came home? Because I just saw Frank said somebody bullied him and he hit him with a basketball in the face.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit,
Okay,
I
is
didn't
that what
see
you
that.
tell him? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I
so-
said, man, I
Just take a shot at him.
maybe
huh?
to a fault. I'll project violence.
I don't
That's
think
my
that's
dad
what.
said.
What if that violence
Fight
then,
'em.
like, say they have no chance of physically being able to counteract their tormentor. Say that they go up and they punch a kid, but they have no power behind it, or that kid is just a hoss and could take a punch like a fucking dragon. You know what I mean? Dragons take punches well. It's well known. Look it up. Read a book, Armand.
Duh.
But what then? What do you tell them then? Whenever they have no physical recourse, no verbal recourse, generally the school systems don't help them. I mean,
So I had this
That's
happen.
a tough one.
And I'm a hothead, and I didn't deal with it properly. I went up to the school because there was this kid, and he actually hit Al, my daughter. And so I went up to the school, and
a girl or a boy?
My daughter's a girl. The
I
kid
mean,
was a boy that
right.
hit her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hit her in the face, slapped her. So I went up to the school, and I told the principal, I said, get the kid down here into the office. I want to talk to him. And then the principal's like, we can't do that, Eric. We're not going to bring this kid down here.
yeah, I don't blame them.
How about the
right.
parent?
Yeah, you don't have a right for that.
So here's where I went.
or
next.
a right to the parent.
I said, get his fucking dad down here.
Right,
And I want
right.
to talk to his dad about how he raises his fucking son, because me and his dad obviously have a fucking problem here. If he's going to teach his son to be hitting a girl.
He totally didn't go at this the right
No,
way.
and well, Mr. Steemack goes, Eric, you need to calm down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just got to play football for you when I was in 7th fucking grade. Don't mean you know me. Shut up. We're
Oh,
talking about
come on. You really said that?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
I know. I was mad, dude. My daughter's crying. A little boy hit her in the face.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I think. Get his fucking dad down here.
oh my God.
Yeah.
You're a savage.
I got
So
thrown
what
out.
happened?
I got thrown out.
Good. They did the right thing. I would have
Yeah,
thrown
so
you
What
out.
happened? How'd that issue get resolved?
Probably didn't, because Eric got thrown out and didn't do it the right way to actually get it resolved.
I said I'm a
But
hothead.
what is the
okay,
right-
maybe
what is the
looking
right
back, it
way?
wasn't the right way.
Maybe you ought to look internally and find out why you're a hothead and stop being a hothead.
Yeah,
I used
well-
to be a hothead.
I don't know what
Well,
to do.
I would think, if you go down there and say, look, if my child gets hit again, I'm going to look for a lawyer. Now, that'll throw this fear of God into them.
Yeah, they don't
I'll
wanna
sue
be
the damn
sued.
school.
What could a school do about a kid getting bullied, though?
Well,
Like,
what does it matter? They don't need a lawsuit. Believe me, a lawyer's going to take it. They're going to take some action.
that's fine. I guess that's true. They don't want to have
Whether
to
they
spend
win
the
or
money.
lose. Yeah,
Right.
win or lose, you lose. Believe me, in a
Yeah,
lawsuit.
no shit,
So
'cause you
listen,
gotta
if
pay those.
my kid comes home with a bloody nose, and I have told you, and it's a boy hitting her, I'm getting a lawyer.
Yeah.
And believe me, somebody's going to get sued.
Yeah, I agree.
That might get some action, because that's even more scary than, I'll kick your ass to most people. I wouldn't. I never really
Nicole's-
cared if a patient kicked me in the balls, but don't
Nicole
get a lawyer.
said this
It's
is
not
why
Nicole.
I'm Team Eric. Oh yeah, Keegan. Keegan said this is why I'm Team
wow.
Eric.
See,
Why? Because Eric's a fucking, what's the
Madman?
word, savage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
well-
madman.
Well, that's what we're discussing today. But is that so? I guess what I was going to say is we agree, and I think all the listeners pretty much so far, heretofore
I
answering.
never
agree.
bullied you.
No, there is a low testosterone comparatively, right?
Right.
You say, is that a bad thing? Is it better for boys to be quote more like women, more like more sensitive,
Yeah, that's
more
a-
nurturing?
It just depends. Like a lot of people define, like manhood and womanlyhood, like by aggressiveness and how you
that's
act
if you
and-
subscribe to gender roles as they've been played out to us since the beginning of society.
Well, right, and that's another thing that a lot of people are saying is causing pussification of America is the multiple genders that they're bringing out and the different, I had a thing on it right here. Hang
Here,
on.
I'll Google it. We'll find out the list.
Well,
of
aren't we
genders.
fighting? That's what my thesis is. We're fighting evolution pretty much because that's how we evolved, right? And in fact, you brought up the Neanderthals. Really, the reason the Neanderthals kind of petered out and went extinct is because they didn't have the compartmentalization of duties that the Homo sapiens did. Men went out and hunted and fought, and
Right.
women stayed home and nurtured and took care of the kids. And they had this dichotomy that made us. And the Neanderthals apparently didn't have that. And that's what really led to the Homo sapiens, because they weren't really stupider than Homo sapiens, apparently.
Right.
As far as brain size, et cetera. It was just that the Homo sapiens were more efficient in the way that they survived, and took care of their children and hunted, apparently. That's, I'm not sure that's true. I'm not an anthropologist, but that's one of the theses of these people. Not feces,
Feces?
theses.
Touched by a 12
I
gauge.
know what Eric's going to say before he says it.
Touched by a 12 gauge says in the chat, homegrown teacher, that Eric, teach her how to do a right hand slap to the jawline, open hand, twist the hips, plant, defeat, knock them on their ass,
Very
I
good.
tell you.
That's a pretty good.
That's horrible advice.
What you think? What
you
it ought
think
to be a-
telling his kid to go to school and slap another kid is a great idea?
No, I think a kick to the nuts is better.
Agreed.
No, I like the slap. The slap is a good. Believe me, a well applied slap is a very.
Let me ask you this
deterrent.
then: if you think now that your kid, violence is the answer now, finally, then why didn't you raise your kid in the first place to the point where they were an alpha, so to speak, to where it wasn't even a problem in the first place? Now you're coming Johnny come lately, be like, oh, you shouldn't be a pussy. How I've raised you all this
I
time.
never say stuff like
That's
that. to
kinda
my
what
kid.
you're-
No,
you're not
I
saying
tell
it
her
outward.
how to deal with situations
Yeah,
when
but
she has
outwardly,
them.
if you're telling her to go fight somebody,
I
you're pretty much
don't-
saying stop being a pussy.
Let's be
and go
real
hit this
here.
person.
I don't tell her to go fight people.
Well, then stop.
I tell
stop
her if
fronting.
she's
Well, let's be truthful here.
if
in what you
she's
would
in
really
a situation that she can't handle and someone's going to cause her physical harm, then and if it's a boy, she needs to kick them right between the legs. 100%.
absolutely defend yourself.
100%.
But to say that you have a bully and what you should do now is go and more or less attack that person.
Have I ever said that I told her to attack people?
I think that's what you were saying earlier.
When?
You
When?
said you would say go ahead and do violence is more or less what you said.
That's what I just said. If there's no other way
Defending
around it, you
yourself,
have to defend.
obviously.
Defending yourself is violence if it comes to that.
That's not what you were making out. Earlier you insinuated more or less attacking the person.
But I mean, I think now in this. I mean, I don't want to bring up. Well, this isn't politics. Remember, you heard about the poor girl in Iowa that was killed.
No.
Well, she's just jogging. What was her name?
Wow.
Molly. Anyway, she was just jogging along and was accosted and killed and hidden in a cornfield, etc. So I think
Molly Tibbetts.
Tibbetts, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, do you guys teach because I'm almost to the point where I have 4 nieces, and I've done a lot of self-defense stuff, and I'm almost to the point that I want to teach them, bullying aside, that you probably, and that may be good, that slap is believe me, that's a pretty good deterrent, or poking the eyes or whatever.
Right.
I think there's certain things that women ought to need, young girls and women to defend themselves.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the women of today need to be any more prepared to contend with an aggressive society now than versus before? So say, are men or society in general more aggressive and more dangerous than they were? Do women now need to have a better knowledge of defense, or should they have always had that defense? And now we're just looking at it as something that, why haven't we been teaching our women to defend themselves?
That I don't know.
Are men the same as they've always been, or attackers, so to speak?
I don't know.
Or is it worse?
I don't know. Because if you say it's worse, then you would say that men aren't being as much pussies. If you're saying that it's worse, you would say that men are more aggressive
at least
now.
a sect
but we're
of them.
saying, you're right, exactly. We're just saying as a percentage, but then I think that makes it even worse that the people that are, and there are always going to be these people that are aggressors and the bullies, et
It's the
cetera.
same thing as any vocal
We're not
minority.
prepared for them.
It's a vocal minority, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's the few that you hear about.
Right.
Right. Fair.
So
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to hear what the listeners say, but I do think that, it makes them see. And somebody brought up toxic masculinity. There it is. I don't know about that.
how would you describe toxic masculinity? Whenever you're overly masculine, overly macho, like, that guy's a bitch. You know what I mean? Quit being a bitch.
Is that what you think toxic
I would say that's pretty kind of toxic.
Right. What do you think, Armand? Yeah, I would
It's hard
agree
to
with it.
describe that. I mean, to me, it's
Toxic
almost
masculinity.
Low intelligence, too.
oxymoron, because I don't find anything about masculinity toxic. The thing is,
Well, what if you have a guy that's so macho that he basically refers to anybody who does anything, pussy-ish, if you will, as a bitch all the time? Like, man, that guy over there's a bitch. Look at him reading a book. He's a bitch.
Yeah. What a
bitch.
I mean, I find that toxic.
There is a point where a man can be so up in his masculinity that he can be toxic.
Well,
I agree with that. That is a
but
thing.
I think my theory is, and of course this is just mine, it's certainly not substantiated by anything, that's what sports are all about. I mean, when I was young, I wrestled. So you took out all your aggressions on the guy on the mat with you, or football, or, you played these sports, and that's how, because here again, masculinity, not necessarily toxic or is a drive for competitiveness, apparently, to physicality, a drive to win,
right?
That sort of thing, and all these things, and violence, more or less. Because when you're 18, let's face it,
But
sex
the
and
drive to
violence,
win
man,
doesn't
sex
have to be a masculine.
No, not
characteristic,
necessarily, but
No.
the
Again, that's
testosterone
assigning-
makes it so.
That's
Araya-
assigning certain things to a gender. You know what I mean? To make
Well,
it
it is,
classic.
but I think that's part of
Araya
testosterone.
Blake makes a few good points in the chat here.
Arya.
Number one, Arya, she says, why don't we teach men not to attack? Which, I mean, for the most part, we do. You're not.
Well,
Yeah.
she's right in the one,
Right.
but teach everyone not to attack men, women,
right. And then she
whatever
says,
gender you.
All I know is if
identify
I
with.
had a son and I found out, and somebody at the school told me that he hit a girl, I'd give him a pretty good going over.
yeah.
I would definitely tell him, you don't do it. If you do it again, you're going to have to deal with me.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what it feels like to get hit in the face.
Yeah.
But I would think. So I kind of do, But here again, maybe that kid only has one parent, just a mother, unwed mother or whatever.
So do you think?
Let's take that a little further. Remember earlier I said the kid had a parent who had died.
Yeah.
Say their other parent is completely depressed,
Right.
and they have no one at home telling them how to do this. Now they've got a bully at school with nothing else. Now what's your take on bullying, just in general? Because now that's a bully with a kid who has no recourse.
I don't know what you're asking me here.
What was
What
that? Yeah, I
should?
didn't get
What?
that
I'm just saying, like, as a cultural problem, bullying at that level, what can we do about it? To keep it from happening, what kind of...
We need to teach
Is it a
other
problem
kids
where
to be
we need to-
sympathetic. Like our kids just
Very
need to be
difficult.
sympathetic as
So
far as that goes.
You can classify that then as a pussification response to teach people to be more sensitive to others. I mean, that's exactly the pussification I would say you're talking about, right? Whenever
No, not to
No,
an
I think
extent
there's
where
a
you don't
fine
bully
line.
someone
Yeah.
about their parent dying. That's not being a pussy to say, "Hey, bro, stop that shit. What
classically,
the
I
fuck's
think it
wrong
is.
with you?"
I think classically the
For me
macho
to-
definition
no,
of
no,
being
no.
a pussy,
No,
which
no.
is what we're talking about here.
If
the
Armand's making fun of
unmachofication.
you because your parent died and I'm in the same class, it is not pussy of me to go, Armand, why don't you quit fucking making fun of him? His parent just died.
I'm
What
not
the
talking-
fuck's wrong with you?
So
I
that's,
think other
that's
people
hero
need-
teaching kids to be heroes to other kids. I'm talking about a kid, just in general, is it enough of a problem whenever you have bullying, just in general, take parents out of it, that we need to make a change in the curriculum of children to make them aware of what implications this has on themselves and the children that they bully? Do you think that's something that needs to happen?
Well, I
Maybe.
But weren't you? I mean, I think that's part of. That was if you watch these old movies. We were talking about old movies and the American male of yesteryear.
Yeah, there you
versus
go.
Today.
Perfect seg.
Okay, if you look at these old John Wayne movies or even Clint Eastwood or whatever, they never beat up anybody smaller than them. That was part of being a man.
Generally, you
don't
fought a
pick
fair
on
fight.
girls, right? You don't fight guys. You don't hit a guy with glasses. You don't pick on a guy that, like I said, we all know in school there were guys, even
You
when I was
might
in school.
kick him in the ass or something like that. Get out of here. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if they annoyed you enough, but I don't think,
Like
being a
some-
bully was not being a man, right? I mean, that wasn't, you didn't go
No.
around slapping women around. And,
That's a
and
good
beating up
goddamn
guys.
point. Being a bully is not being a man.
No.
Right. I don't call that masculinity. That's something else.
That's
it's faux
being a
masculinity.
pussy. That's what that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's more pussification.
Which
That's
is
why
what
there's
I'm
more
saying.
bullies now because
You go-
everybody's getting pussified.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
I
think there's some sort of internal conflict with their
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
I'm a pussy,
that's
so I
why
have
they're
to.
blurring
picking
the
on other
line.
people's because
Right.
they're in their own self. They don't feel like they're masculine enough. So in order to show that masculinity, they're going to have to inflict some sort of emotional or physical harm on someone else to prove to yourself that you're that masculine. You know what I mean? That my take.
Which is what, here again, if I had a son and he was beating up a girl, I'd say, look, you want to fight people? Fine. I didn't roll him in some kind of martial arts class or go to wrestling or play football.
Right.
And I want you to, okay, you get in a fight over there, play hockey, whatever, and take on people your own size. That's part of being a man to me. Not picking on somebody that's smaller, younger.
100% agree,
Or
Armand.
somebody that's in a wheelchair or something like that. And I would really kill my son if I found out that he was making fun of somebody in a wheelchair or had like mental retardation.
Yeah,
or something like
and
that.
my
It's like
daughter knows.
I would not put up with
like
that
my
at
daughter
all.
knows. I teach my daughter. It's not nice to make fun of people.
Correct.
You don't want to be there to hurt people. You want to be there to help
Absolutely.
people
That's part
and
of
lift
being a
them
man.
up. Yeah. Well,
A man doesn't do that. I mean,
Yeah,
you're telling
right.
your daughter, but
Right.
that's
A good
that-
human doesn't
yeah,
do
right,
that,
exactly.
regardless of being a man or a woman. A good human doesn't do that to people. You know what I mean? If you've got any sort of sense at all, you're not going to senselessly make fun and intentionally hurt someone.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just.
But I think it's projected upon this toxic masculinity, and I think that's why it's misplaced. Because that was never what, I'm not an advocate of, you tell your son, hey, you make fun of anybody, you kick his ass, anybody that's less, has, less physical ability than you or mental ability, you can make fun of them because they're not really. No, it's the opposite.
It's not.
Those are people who
Same
try to
across the
help.
board. Yep.
And if you see somebody bullying them, I want you to get involved.
I agree.
I want you to defend them.
Right,
That's
yes.
what being a man's about to me. Or
Yeah.
a woman. And here again, I think that it's better. And I
person.
think somebody said that. Probably one of our lady friends said, I don't have a problem with women doing that too.
Yeah.
That's not the complete.
I don't think that. I think short of like the conspiracy and the chemical things that you were talking about with testosterone and estrogen, I think more it's like we just aren't teaching our kids right anymore. Maybe that could have something to do with it. That they're just
right. Well, that's the pussification. I think it's part of academia now that
Yeah,
there is no difference between.
So everybody's got to be
Is the
PC.
pussification a side effect of teaching kids not to bully and being politically correct? Is
Not that. I think it's more
'cause
blurring.
you can be a nice person and not be a pussy, which means
Right.
you can
Very
be
true.
politically correct and not be a bully, but still be masculine or be.
But I think we're blurring the lines between masculine and feminine, and also being masculine is a pejorative term now. It's toxic masculine to be, to be tough and to portray yourself.
I can see that a lot of
There's
people.
nothing wrong
yeah,
with
no,
acting
a lot,
tough. It's like you mess with me, I'm
Do
going
you
to
think
kick your
somebody?
ass.
Would you consider somebody almost a joke who would go to be a tough guy? Like say, I want to be like Jason Statham, for instance. I want to be an outwardly tough man with a biting fucking wit and.
But fight for the right.
Is that wrong?
That's the thing.
No,
Is that
it's
wrong for
not
a-
wrong
for
at
a man?
all.
Not. Well, some people might say it is.
But
project
and with the
yourself.
rise of like social justice warriors and stuff like that on the internet now, it's like you can't everyone is offended by something. You know what I mean?
That's a problem. I agree. Yeah. Things that
today the people-
because I remember my wrestling coach. You know what he used to say?
I got a
He'd
theory
say,
about that, by the way. But
When these, what we like, we love adversity. More adverse it gets, the more things that are against us. Like the time we got to get up, or the guy we're wrestling's tougher, etc.
Right.
We love that. Don't embrace that.
Right.
That's part of being. I think we're so comfortable in this country, and we're so used to all these creature comforts that we've forgotten that life is not. That's not what life was. At least evolutionary.
No,
on the
not
And
at
it's
all.
not where it is
scale.
everywhere either.
It's
Think
tough.
about kids in Africa and families over
Sure,
there.
still
who,
is.
Who their big problem of the day is, am I getting a
food
meal?
or clean water?
And our kids
Am I
today
going to
is-
get eaten by a jaguar?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And our kids today have the problems first thing in the morning is my Netflix working.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, those are first
Is the
world
internet out?
problems.
Right, man.
And
Have we run out of problems as a society? Are we creating our new problems to bitch about?
Yeah, I think so.
And
that's
so the
part of
younger
it.
generation's quicker to bitch about simple things than what we would be.
And
Like,
that-
we as a society, I think, are much quicker to fucking whine about something. Whining
Right.
is huge.
True, and I
whining
think
about
a lot
stupid
of it.
things.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
I-
don't mind whining about, like I said, there's a lot of
Yeah,
injustice
I don't have any
in this
food.
world.
I'm cold. Yeah,
Was
that's
it, was
but
it
we're-
Louis C.K. who made the joke about the guy? He was on a flight with him, and they just put Wi-Fi on the plane, and the guy loaded up his laptop and started watching a movie, and a couple minutes into it, the movie stops. He's like, "Pff, I can't believe the Wi-Fi is not working on this airplane. 35,000 miles or feet in the air, going 500 mile an hour, and he's bitching that the Wi-Fi is not on. You know what I mean? I mean,
That,
are
I
we an
think-
entitled society now? Is that because that's
we're
pretty much what it
spoiled
sounds
is
like.
what we are as a society.
We're weak,
spoiled.
and we're weak.
You
I
think we're weak?
I think we're.
What makes you say that, Armand?
Well, first of all, the Army can't find enough 18 to 20-year-olds that can pass the damn physical to join the Army.
Well, maybe they need to
That's
change their
pretty
standards.
bad. Well, they probably will.
They lower the standards.
but
so we
that's
have,
not the
so we
answer.
have
Do you remember in
worse
high school on the
soldiers?
walls? No, on high school in the walls in the main building, there was pictures of classes past.
Yeah.
Pictures of all the students from the 70s, the
Yeah.
60s. What did the men look like in those pictures? The boys, you would call them boys
Long
now.
hair,
but they
tight
look
Vans,
like men.
they look like-
full mustaches, full beards.
You're right, they did.
Tall. They look like 30-year-old men these days.
And now kids are getting shorter and smaller, and yeah, you're right, man. High
They
schoolers
look like
used
junior
to be
high school kids graduating high school now.
exactly, and now 100%. That's right. What happened? What's the change there? Where people were bigger and
It
more
could be the
muscular
loss of
and
testosterone.
masculine.
You don't see kids having the same type of development.
I couldn't grow a complete mustache and goatee till I was like 25 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? That's but again, I had a
think that's
buddy
normal for most
who
people
was
who don't.
completely bald at 25.
Jeez. Well, I mean, speaking of PT, or PE, you can't even play dodgeball now. Apparently, they're of course,
they got rid of that when we were kids, though. You can play dodgeball.
You
At least
can.
Yeah, no, you
we
can't.
couldn't.
I know when I drive by the
We
high
played
school,
tackle Tom though.
I don't see anybody. I don't. Well,
Only
yeah, we
boys.
used to, we used
Tackle
to play
Tom
that.
will fuck you up. I
Right.
caught an elbow to the throat.
Oh God, yeah.
You
Well, we
know?
call it smear the.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we call it. So everybody, whoever got the ball, you kill him.
It was Red
That's
Rover,
what we
Red
played.
Rover with one team in the middle, one guy in the
No,
middle.
one guy in the middle on his
that
knees.
starts the team. Yeah, starts
one
his
guy
Red
on
Rover
the-
team.
So yeah, there was like 20 people lined up with one guy in the middle on his knees.
Yeah.
Everybody had to run past him to the other side of the gym. Now he had to grab a hold of somebody, take
Anybody
him
he
to the
could take
ground,
down, and then now they're in the middle.
And now there's two people in the middle.
Last person's running back and forth wins.
Running back
Good
and
game.
forth won. Oh yeah, tackle Tom was fun,
They'd
man.
never play it now.
Yeah, you can't play that now.
No.
That's part of the liability, though. I mean, they don't.
Did you ever see
Jordan
anybody
Heiser.
get seriously hurt playing that game? I don't think I ever did.
No, I took an elbow to the throat though and could hardly breathe for a while.
Quit being a pussy.
Yeah, right. See, there it is.
There it is.
Exhibit A.
Oh, I got hit in the throat.
Jordan Heiser, also from Edwardsville, says proven statistic that the average man has less testosterone nowadays.
I agree with that. I agree with it. But I mean, I don't know if. But is it a conspiracy as befits this?
Is there a
this
group
show?
out there introducing
Right. Is this
some sort of thing
is this
into the
deliberate?
environment?
Do you think? I think the government would love it.
Could be.
Do you think it's deliberate?
It certainly could be. Why not? What's the best thing to have? A bunch of pussies.
Pussies.
Yeah.
With no drive, no ambition, because that's part of being a male too, and a woman too. I really think being part of women. Well, we were discussing it. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to derogate women because it's proven now. There's more women in college. There are more women, I believe, going to law school and probably medical school.
I want to touch
And
on what Adam Larson
they're more
said.
successful. They really are.
So Adam Larson
Take my hat off to them.
in the chat says, I was listening to a podcast called Butterfly Effect, and they were explaining how porn has screwed up testosterone levels. So let me go a little deeper into that because I have a little
Interesting.
thing
Go
on that
deeper
right
into
here.
porn. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Please do.
this is
With
a,
pictures.
a direct excerpt from an article. Let me find here. returnofthekings.com, Beginner's Guide to the Pussification of America. And let me find it again. Okay, so internet porn. The ubiquity
Ubiquity.
that one of internet porn has also contributed to the pussification of men. At first glance, this seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? Seeing thousands of vaginas make you more manly? Unfortunately, it has the opposite effect. Men are supposed to be out in the big world trying to find a woman. Internet porn tricks our minds and bodies into thinking that we are already wildly successful in the sex department. It saps the vital energy that should be used to track down a real woman. Internet
buy
porn
that.
has already had a devastating effect in Japan, where it has contributed to the rise of herbivore men who find it much easier to sit in their rooms and beat off
Herbivores.
instead of pursuing
I was just
going to
say that. Think
with
about
an
that.
actual female.
If all you're used to as a kid is playing video games, you don't know girls. Porn's a real easy thing for you to get now because of the internet. You grow up slowly, you never lose your virginity, you pretty much become a cave troll for the rest of your life just because you got porn.
Yeah.
Why bother?
Well, I think that definitely that's part of the. I don't know about porn per se, but obviously the birth rates are going way down in most societies, European.
Is that
especially.
a pussification thing? You think how most people these days don't
Rainey-
want children?
Rainey Lopez, he said he'd been 6'2", full beard, 200 pounds. He was 14.
Wow. Big guy.
Son of a bitch.
All right.
Maybe-
Yeah. Hey.
well,
Put him on my foot.
He's
Hey,
Hispanic. Maybe
on
that's
my
the thing
team.
with Hispanic. Us Caucasians,
I don't know.
we're pussifying full on.
Could
So it's
be.
only a matter of time before we're off the top of the thing.
But there
That's
again,
Louis C.K. about that one.
Now listen, I don't know about you guys, but I know when I was in college, etc., and not long after, there were probably acts I did that now would be deemed unacceptable as
Right.
far as my mating habits. You know what I mean?
Go on.
Well, I mean, Ocho Man will tell you. We were in a hotel one night and we
know,
met some girls. And,
I know the story.
Yeah, I
Go on,
basically
I'd like to hear
just
it.
picked one of them up in the fireman's carry position and cavemaned her to her room.
And she was fine with it?
Well, she struggled at first.
No means maybe.
Oh no, Armand.
Anyway, but that was 85. Okay. So
So what do you think about
I mean,
these days we have MMA?
you get killed. You'll go to jail for that now. I mean, you're
Yeah, I don't think we should dwell on this one, Armand. You should
Well, I
probably
think
just let the
statute of
statute of limitations.
it's over.
Yeah, we'll just
But
leave
I'm
that
just
in the
saying,
past.
could you imagine? I don't think you can make an innuendo.
Armand doesn't like the term rape. He calls it struggle snuggle.
Struggle, snuggle, that's too good.
No, it's just a heated debate.
Good old force fuck, you know?
Force fuck, yes. That term rape gets a bad. No.
Oh, my God.
Here we are joking about rape. God, what has the show come
it
to?
wasn't-
Full
it
circle. That's
wasn't-
Armand's fault, everyone, not ours.
Yeah.
No, I had a woman that I was trying, no, and finally I picked her up and took her into the bedroom, literally. And she says, "That's what I've been waiting for you to do all night."
See, that's a problem, too.
Literally
You got a
said
lot of
that.
these women these days who want to have that. You know,
Yeah.
they want to play hard to get to a point. You'll see it on Craigslist. Not anymore. They took that away, the personals. But I want to be, I want the rape fantasy. Come to my house. And then you see guys who are doing that, putting ads for women out and getting them raped, too. So that's a whole big problem.
Right? I've seen guys that want my wife come over and rape my wife while I watch things. I mean, there's all kinds of.
Yeah, how do you know that's really the
deviants.
guy's wife?
I don't know, but that's beside. But I'm just saying
Cuckolding and all
nowadays.
that? That's a good point. Is cuckolding a pussification thing? Because that's got a
well,
real
that's
big
it,
thing
yeah.
that's coming
I don't
up.
know.
I think that is a. I think that's.
You think so? Armand said, yeah, that's a pussy.
I think it's a symptom. I don't think it's a cause.
I mean, there's a lot of symptoms. Takes a lot of
well, there
different
are.
little. I mean, there's certain things that can make you a pussy instantly, I guess. But then if you add up the points, you can be a pussy in a lot of other ways.
But I have to ask again: is this a bad thing? Because a lot of people say, "Hey, we got to get rid of this toxic
I
masculinity."
don't think calling someone a pussy in just a general way is a good thing at all. I don't think that America's become a pussy fight. I think maybe we're becoming more polite, militantly polite in certain ways, which is annoying.
Yeah, that is. It can get annoying. The social justice warrior stuff gets on my nerves sometimes, man.
Right, and
Everybody's a white knight, you know what I mean?
And then what
But
if, like you said,
That's what I was going to say. I had a point
peop-
about that, too. I don't think it's the fact that people are so dead set with the principles. I think they like to come as the white knight in front of other people and be the hero. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I agree with that.
Don't call him, hey, everybody look at me. Don't call him a pussy. Don't
That's
do
not
that. You
nice.
shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
They get
I
to do
agree.
devil's advocate. They get to be an authority figure and a hero all at once. I mean, that's a stroke right there.
Well,
And I'm not saying that's for everybody, but I'm saying that's a big part of it.
I think the other big point you guys made that is the offense that people take at virtually anything. I mean, is there anything somebody can just say
I think that's
to you
along the same way. Is
that offends you that much?
I think people get offended because they should be offended
Right.
a lot of the
But,
times.
I mean, is there any? I don't know if there's really any. I mean, you
Oh, no,
can
man.
insult my Armenian heritage.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't-
I don't like you'd say about my mother. I mean, that's about it.
Oh, there's buttons that can be
yeah,
pushed.
but still, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, but what do you
I
do
remove
about it? You get
I would
pissed
remove
off and-
myself from a situation before I let somebody get to that button, though. As soon as I see somebody starting to get salty, and I know they're going to try to push buttons, it takes a lot to get to those buttons that would actually make me get to the point where just words are going to make me violent.
Right.
A lot. But I would remove myself well before that situation. I could see, Abe asshole here is trying to, start some shit. I'm out. I don't need it.
But it's got to get personal with me.
I
mean,
honestly don't know nobody's ever, in my adult life, has tried to take me to that point. So I don't know what someone could say to take me over the edge and make me mad. I don't think that anyone out there has the power over me to piss me off on that.
Well, see, in my younger days when
It can
was,
happen.
In a moment, sure, but not just coming at me I don't know what, right now, if you tried to start, what you can say to make me mad.
Oh, I can get
Anybody
you to
that-
fight me in the studio right now.
You
I can
probably
get you to
could.
fight me right now, I promise.
You probably could, but not another person in this building could probably hit my
yeah,
buttons.
your brother. But I mean, I always I always went to this if there's going to be a fight, and usually if it's a bar or whatever. I would just immediately insult the guy's mother, probably call her a whore or something.
Yeah.
Because if he's going to fight you, he's going to throw a punch after that. If not, there's going to be no fight.
Right.
That was my kind of gauge, in my younger days when I was kind of looking for it.
Right. Did you get in many fights, Armand?
Oh, yeah, a lot of fights.
Armand's a wrestler, dude. Wrestlers are fighters. They like
I had
to use
toxic
that.
I
masculinity.
know. I got in a
That
fight.
makes sense. All wrestlers are pretty much toxic
And I had
masculine assholes.
I was a bad drunk, too.
I got in a
Drinking
fight
was
with a
bad.
wrestler one time, And I'm like,
That's not good.
No, he beat me up with his body. I won the fight.
Right.
He gave up, but after I felt like I fucking lost. I was sore for like 2
Yeah.
fucking weeks, dude.
Well, they want to take you down and
they
make
don't.
Stick their thumb up your butt.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Fight a wrestler.
Check your oil. Isn't that what they call it?
Yeah, that's it.
Is it?
Your brake fluid. Anyway,
We got about 3 more minutes. Anything
okay.
you guys want to get through due to our new time constraints thing? We're
We actually have 6 extra minutes that we need to do on top of that because 6 minutes was for the pre.
intro, outro.
okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the symptoms of low T, I think I should
Yeah, what are the
probably
symptoms
warn
of
you
low
about.
T?
Listlessness, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
Just no energy.
I think
you
we need to
know.
hit this
Heard
up
that.
again as another time. Honestly, I think there's more that we haven't touched here, and we could definitely have more conversation on this.
I agree.
Well, I don't know. Does everybody agree? The listeners are who
listeners,
dictate what we discuss.
Maybe
But
it'd be
is a
kind of
good-
cool Monday to come
good
back in
subject.
if there's studio time and do this some more and have some
Sure.
let people
Yeah,
think
just
about it and come back in.
second part.
Yeah.
Hit us up on the Facebook group, everyone, if you would like to, suggest a few talking points, because I think we'll come back to the Pussification of America
Shit, we're gonna
round
have to do
2.
it after Monday because the podcast will be released on Monday. So we
Yeah,
gotta get time
it'll be Wednesday or so, maybe Thursday.
So sometime, we want to get back in and talk about this again. I don't think we're done with it. So email us at info@Surreal Talk Podcast. Get us
Definitely.
on Facebook, Twitter. Email Armand, however you can get a hold of him. Plenty of fish.
Yeah, Plenty of Fish, Tinder,
Yeah, you're gonna have to say your location. To
Christian
Edwardsville.
Mingle.
Yeah, right. Plenty of fish. I'll be on all of them. Tinder.
No, thanks for joining us today on this
Yeah,
weird
thanks.
Friday time. This is going to allow us to have a 3-day weekend, which will be awesome.
Yes,
Happy
it
Labor
will.
Day.
Generally, we were
everybody.
lucky to have a 1-day weekend or 1.5 day with
If
Surreal Talk
that.
every Saturday.
Yeah.
So this is nice for us. Other than that, check out yoradio.com. It's our streaming radio platform that we're partnered with Lineup Media Group. They got some really great stations to check out, from country to classic rock, talk stations, reggae. You
We
name
will
it, we
actually
got
be
it.
going from now on. Well, not from now on. In a couple of weeks, our show will literally be live
That's a
on
good
Yo
point.
Radio.
They have a
and
station called The Lineup, which is dedicated to the shows here at Lineup Media Group.
right?
So we'll be taking up a slot on that station. In fact, they've been talking to me forever about it, and I haven't been able to put it as a priority to create a conspiracy channel. Get a hold of other conspiracy paranormal
Podcast.
podcasters.
And, have them on Yo Radio.
I just haven't had the time, but that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would.
That'd be really cool. Anyway, I guess that's it. We'll catch you guys next week. Armand, any final thoughts? Don't be a pussy.
Yeah. Heavy lifting, and
Say your
visual.
prayers, eat your vitamins, talk to your parents.
That's right, brother.
Visualize your testes pouring that stuff out.
All right, guys. We'll catch you. We'll catch you
all
all
the
later.
prayers, all the vitamins, and all the brothers, brother.
Make a man out of you.
Huh? What'd you say, Everett? Did you say, we'll lead us to King?
Pro wrestling,
Ah.
like when we were kids, what pro wrestlers looked like, or even before that, like think the '70s pro wrestlers who were just tough guys. Like
Yeah,
friendly motherfuckers.
yeah.
Then it gets a little cartoony in the '80s, but they're still giant, masculine
Yeah.
dudes. Then you start to get to the '90s, late '90s. You got your high flyers, your skinnier dudes. They start to lose the muscle mass, start to get shorter and get faster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty much a perfect way to look at society. You have the 60s, 70s Luthezes, your real grapplers.
Yeah.
Then you get to your 70s beefed up actor wrestlers.
Right.
And now you got your high flying microphones. Like wrestling these days is about how well you can work a mic.
I don't watch it much
The
anymore.
80s was how well you looked on camera.
Yeah.
How good you can work a mic and make people watch.
Now, do they
listen to
still
what
have the
you're saying.
women though? Because I remember the '80s. To me, it
Yeah,
was
but it's all
Miss
TNA.
Elizabeth and
Oh, Miss-
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's no. You know,
Armand, nothing wong with that, eh?
Yeah, that's
What are you
great.
going to do, you know?
There's hope after all.
I don't mind TNA, but if I'm watching wrestling, I would want my female wrestlers to put on a good wrestling match.
Who cares?
That's why I don't
Who
watch
cares?
wrestling anymore, because it's not about that anymore.
Well, it's about waiting for them to come out. You know, you're hoping that
That's
bikini
not why I
top will
watched
slip
it.
off. That's
Yeah.
why I watched it.
Whenever we were watching back in the day and they first came out with the Nitro Girls, Eric,
Yeah,
was there
oh, yeah.
any time you ever like lusted over them? I was always like, God damn it, get them off the fucking screen and get back to the goddamn wrestling
Did you
program.
ever watch Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling?
Glow,
Women's
yeah,
wrestling?
yeah.
Those were great.
They wrestled. Well, it was shitty wrestling, but they tried to put on a wrestling
way.
show.
But,
I don't know.
But it was.
Anyway, all right, guys. Sorry, but
all right.
continuing to go after the time. We got another podcast coming in 10 minutes. Got to clear out the studio. We will catch you all next week.
Later.